Hi friends, welcome to Cindy's Corner. Labor Day is right around the corner and I wanted to share with you something that will be cool, summery, refreshing to serve to your friends and family and maybe take to a potluck or a gathering. So we're gonna make a creamy cucumber salad with dill. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the dressing first. So what I've got here is a half a cup of sour cream. I will put the recipe in the description box so you can see all the ingredients. But I have to tell you, a lot of these things you have to kind of use your eye and taste to figure out the amounts that work for you. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and then we're going to actually be adjusting this along the way. Okay, so that's a half a cup of sour cream. To that, I'm going to add, I've got 2 tablespoons of minced fresh dill. You know that, oh, that is so aromatic in a good way. Okay, and I've got 1 kind of smallish, medium small garlic clove that I finally minced, and this is probably equal to about a half a teaspoon. Okay, so let's put that in there. And many recipes I saw for this salad use white vinegar, but this recipe uses fresh lemon juice. So if you're not a fan of vinegar, this might be the one for you. Now I've got a tablespoon of lemon juice here, and we're going to see if that is the right amount or if we need more. Okay, so I'm going to mix this together. Actually, that does look like that is going to be the right amount. And I can smell that mint, because mint is actually another option. If you're not a dill fan, you could use fresh chopped mint, which is abundant this time of year. And the only other ingredient we're going to add to the dressing is some salt and pepper. So again, you're going to do this to taste. For me, I typically add twice as much pepper as salt. So I pretty much know that about myself. So I did 2 grinds of salt, so now I'm going to do 4 grinds of pepper, and we're gonna taste that after we mix this together. See if that's enough. Okay, now a great way to taste things is to take the tip of a measuring spoon, dip it in here. Try that. Ah, wow. I tell you, that lemon juice is a really nice mix with the sour cream. That tastes really good. I think this needs more salt. And just remember, whatever you taste here is going to go on top of your cucumber and your onions. So you want to make sure that this has plenty of seasoning. I think it also could use more pepper. I can taste that garlic and the dill. Tastes wonderful. I'm going to add a couple more grinds there. Yeah. Okay. I have seen some cooks on YouTube who are using like popsicle sticks as testers for their sauces and things, so that they can take multiple swipes, you know, of taste of something without contaminating it. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, great. Okay, so there is our dressing. That tastes so nice and fresh. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. We're going to move this stuff, and we're going to start slicing up our cucumber and onion. Now, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite kitchen tools that I use a lot, especially when I'm working with onions, and that is my V-slicer. So you may have heard of mandolins. They're these contraptions like this where you can thinly slice things. This is a specific tool. Comes in a little stand like this, and it has a couple other blades. It has a julienne fine teeth julienne blade. I use this a lot, and it also has like a bigger, like the kind of blade that you might use for French fries. Today we're just going to use the regular blade that has no teeth on it. So this has like a thin side and a thick side, and how that works, if you I'll put the thick side on here, and not sure if you can see that, but you see a lot of airspace here by the blade, and we use the thinner side. This is much closer to the blade, so it's going to make nice thin slices. Now, I got a nice clear bowl so you can see what I'm doing. The thing I like about this V-slicer is it has little notches here, and you can actually put that on the edge of your bowl. I've even put it over top of a pot that I was slicing things into, and you know, that kind of makes it very stable. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this way or just do it over the board. I think maybe I'll start over the, well, no, let's just go for it. Okay, so we're going to start with the cucumber first, because again, depending on the size of the cucumber will depend on how much of the onion. I'm using red onion. You don't need to use red onion. You can use white onion, Vidalia onion, whatever onion you like, but I would like to have the color of the red onion to work with this. Also, if you find that this is too large for you to easily handle, you could cut this in half. Now, because I have so much space, this V-slicer does come with a grip, and basically you can stick your veggie into that and slice, and that's what I will definitely be using with the onion. But when I have something large and long like this, I don't feel like I need to use it until I get down to towards the end, where I might have some danger of cutting myself. And let me tell you, these blades are super sharp, so you do want to use this with care, and you want to make sure that you are not getting your fingers anywhere near those blades. As soon as you get somewhere where you are a little uncomfortable, you should switch over to, I believe they call this a guard, so it's like a finger guard. Okay, now let's just take a look at how these are looking. I'll do a couple with the other side. These are super thin, so you see how paper thin that is, which is really great. Look how cool that looks. I'm going to flip the blade over just so you can see the difference between the thin and the thick. I'll do a few thick ones just so we can see how that looks. Okay. All right, it's a big difference. Okay, so this is the thick one, and this is the thin one. So you can see that, whoa, this is so thin. It's kind of like paper. Okay, so you can see the difference between the thick and the thin. So good to know and gauge, you know, so when you get one of these devices, you want to test out the different ways that it has it, so you can figure out, you know, what's appropriate for whatever dish you're making. Okay, so I'm going to start on the other end before I get down to the end of that piece. So let's get over to this guy. I hope you got some fun plans for your Labor Day. It's we're having, you know, weather it's been hot, it's been cool, it's been always muggy this whole month. So right now it's not as crazy with the temperatures. We're actually having some temperatures that are in the upper 70s, and rather than in the mid to upper 80s. So I'm enjoying that, but it is humid, so you know, you got to take that into account to whatever you're doing. So if you're going out, like I go out for walks every day, so I want to make sure I'm dressed appropriately. You know, I have some, even this dress that I'm wearing is one of those kind of exercise dresses. It has a built-in 50 SPF to it, so that's great. So you only have to put, you know, sunscreen on your arms and your neck and your face, you know. So that's always good. Okay, well, we're getting down there. Okay, let's see how we did. Okay, that's good. Okay, and because this is, you know, one cucumber, obviously if you're making a batch for a gathering, you might want to do 2 or 3 cucumbers. And I didn't mention that what I'm using is the English cucumber. This is the kind of cucumber that when you go to the supermarket comes with cellophane wrapped around it. Those cucumbers, if they come with the cellophane wrapped around them, you don't really need to scrub them. And those are, they call them the English cucumbers, or some people call them hothouse cucumbers. They will have very small seeds in them. So I think they are ideal for a salad like this where you're going to use the whole piece of cucumber. Now, if you're using a different type of cucumber and you find that the seeds are super large, you may want to slit your cucumber in half and scrape out the seeds, because the seeds, some people don't like them, plus it can make your salad more watery. Okay, so there we go. Here's one guy stuck to the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting my onion in here. And because this onion is not so big, I'm definitely going to use the guard. And because I didn't want to put like whole slices of the onion, like onion rings, I want to do the half moons. So what you're going to do to make that happen is you're going to cut a slit. Actually, I'll do it this way. Okay, you see how the rings are this way? So I'm going to cut a slit right across the equator, I guess. I'm not sure which is the right term. But anyways, I'm going to cut a slit in here so that every slice comes out as a half moon. So I didn't go all the way through, and so this doesn't fall apart, okay? You kind of want this thing to stay together. Now, the way that this works is you're going to put, okay, let's see, like that. It's this way. Okay, so you're going to put this on top. You're going to press down, okay? And so it's in there. It's not going to fall out. Now, as you slice this, you're going to put slight pressure. You can put slight pressure here, okay, as you go, and it's going to make really thin little half-moon slices. Most of the time when I'm cutting onions, I am using this device because it really does a great job of slicing onions without me having to have a lot of tears. I hate that about onions. Now, again, when you're doing what I'm doing here, be very careful because that blade is very sharp. Okay, now I am looking to see the proportion. Okay, I'm just going to break these up a little bit. Make sure you have clean hands before you start cooking. Okay, so I'm going to break up the onions. Okay, and I'm going to kind of toss this together. This is without the dressing, so I can see if I've got a good portion of the onion to the cucumbers. Obviously, you want to have more cucumbers than onion. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. So I probably used only about a quarter of that onion. Okay, and again, like I said, because you don't really know the size of your vegetable compared to your dressing, you're going, oh, and the way you pop this out, you just press down the plunger and your vegetable pops out. Okay, so now we're going to take our dressing. I'm going to start to mix. I'm going to probably take a couple big spoonfuls of this and start to mix this in here because I want to see, you know, exactly. I don't want it to be overly dressed. I want it to be nicely dressed. I want every piece of cucumber to have dressing on it, but I don't want to have it, you know, more dressing than salad. So we're just going to mix this together. This is looking pretty good, but I can see that it could take more. It could take more dressing. So let me just try to separate all of these cucumber slices so we can get dressing on each piece. And you may take a look at this and decide that this is the amount of dressing that you want to have. Okay, let me tip it this way. Okay, this is not bad, but I think I want a little bit more. So I'm going to put at least one more glop. So it's most of what I made. It's not all of it, but we're gonna, I didn't know, how much this one cucumber, how many slices this one cucumber would make. And I wanted to definitely not overdo it. That looks good. Okay, now this also is the dressing, kind of the salad that you want to allow the flavors to blend. I'm going to taste it now just to see how it is, and then we'll see if I need to add any more seasonings to it. Okay, so here we are. Boy, does that taste good. You can taste the fresh dill, the creamy sour cream. The lemon really adds a nice bright flavor to it. Now I can taste the garlic, but it's just subtle. It's not overpowering. If also, if you're not a garlic fan, you could certainly leave it out. But I do like it, and yeah, this is that is good. Okay, now also, when you have your dill, I keep it in the refrigerator with a loose plastic bag over top. I put a little water in the bottom to keep it fresh, and I would, pinch off some of the dill sprigs. I'll just do this to show you. When you serve it, you could pinch off a few dill sprigs and just put that on the top of your salad as a garnish so that it looks like this. Okay, so there is our creamy cucumber salad with dill. I hope you'll try this out and share it with your family and friends. It'll be a real winner for Labor Day weekend. Have a great holiday weekend. Enjoy yourself. Take care, and I will see you soon.